G'day, and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. We got Kiyatawa and Inifere here. We've been charging them up in favor of fighting the gate cultists. We'll find out just how bad an idea that was in a moment. This man is long-limbed and bony, unmuscled with a sunken chest, sparse hair on a scarred scalp, rags hang from his slumping body. He wears the cast-off tattoo, but he's like no cast-off you've ever seen. He regards you with bloodshot eyes, fever-mad, but just as the pupils remain black and pure amid the veins, you sense something hard and sane within his madness. His words are hoarse and dangerous. "You've come too far by far. There is no escape, none leave the gate. Hope, no hope, speak or not, she will die here, or should not have come. Such a pretty sister, father's loving touch on every inch of you, born to run amid the sunlit lilac cellar, singing Halai, Halai to the gusla's drum. Such splendid dreams." He scrapes the lesion on his arm and cocks his head, listening. "But you're the one who fell, aren't you? We smelled you cooking in the sky, always a black omen, a falling star. Our Father in heaven never showers gifts, no. So's trouble, the reaper comes to harvest. Crops we all are, till we come a cropper. Now you're wandered far away to where woe holds sway, poorly choosing when you chose woes here beyond the gate. Hate, hate, hate." He smirks, but you cannot tell if it's part of his madness or a hint of the method to it. "The children love playmates. Your nieces, nephews, they've learned wild lessons as if from father's lips. Pain taught with teeth, father did, and I gobbled up every scrap." Now he sneers. "But he kissed you, didn't he? Perhaps that's the sharper bite." "I want to speak with you first, ask you some questions." Inifere's smile widens, revealing teeth that are chipped and stained. "There is so much I could teach you, little sister." "What is this place?" "Here's where the snake sinks his teeth into his own tail and tastes the black truth. Worse than his venoms burn is the foul flavor, the sweet savor of his tainted flesh." Inifere runs his hands across his emaciated body. "This is where pain flays, vain flies that hide from our despising eyes the flaws inside our sorry selves. Truth hurts, sister, bright and scalding as starfire, and here it's howled with tongues of flame." Your brother's eyes grow distant, and he seems seized by some vision. "Our father made me cry out, 'Here, I hear,' but fled in fear when they hailed him, ill-met, in a voice he could not bear. Born in blood and pain, flesh decrees men should be." He returns to the moment, licks his lips, gestures at the hellscape around you. "This is the womb that wounds but welcomes home an alien brood, shelter from the sorrow that shadows our blood." "Where are we?" "Beyond the gate, sister, that is all. Safe, but not safe. Are we still on the ninth world?" Inifere shrugs again. "Who are they that you say live here?" "Yes," he answers, wondering. "Who? And are they, or one or none, but a shadow cast upon the plains, a mirror to our fear, smirking back at us? They rise, they reach across the void with whispering grips, groping blindly till a fool lights their way." Inifere leans in and whispers conspiratorially. "Did father know their name? Did he dream who'd answer his call? Or did he too blindly blunder through the dark?" He shrugs. "No matter. It's done. They are who they are." "What did you mean, shelter from the sorrow?" "Surely, sister, you know what our father fled, why he fed, why he shucks off husks and hides like the shin beneath the huckster's shifting shells." Inifere studies your face. "I know you know. I can see the sorrow's horror behind your eyes. It will not cross the threshold of the gate or face the fiends that lurk in this place. Is that why you came? To trade that terror's harrying for a measured measure of woe? You are welcome. You need only open your mind, and they will open their arms to you." "Would I be allowed to leave?" "They will do with you what they want, little sister." It does seem safer. I'll stay. Inifere's breathing slows, and a sad smile comes to his face. You know, you chose. He shudders as if taken by a chill. Then you feel it, the tides moving, swirling around your brother. He is pulling on them, and through them, on you, pulling down the safeguards you never knew you had. There is something terrible just beyond the limits of your senses, and those limits are being erased as your mind vastens and slops among the tides. Any moment now. Kill they will, but one child they have, he alone who was born in darkness. Wait for him to finish. The tide's crescendo reaches its peak and there is silence. Inifere shakes his head. You chose, he whispers. Then the pain comes, and you know, once there are worse sorrows than the sorrow, worse ends than oblivion. Inifere was bred to bear the brunt of this torment. You were not, in time, if time exists at all in this place. You learn what falsehoods you believed, that agony has a limit, that despair has a bottom, that the body will break if asked to bear too much. Well, that's an ending. Nice. You are your own legacy, tortured on a rack of your own choices. Eternally, those who hear your howls delight in them learning nothing but the savour of another's suffering. Well, that was pretty cool. But obviously that's not the ending we're going for. So let's go back to this and we'll just skip through that conversation. And then, okay, now I've done that, I'm going to go, would I be allowed to leave? And then, no, I did not come here so I could stay. Inifere gives a hollow laugh. Wise, sister, very wise. That is, if they permit it. Help me destroy the creatures that dwell here. Better two ants make war in the seasons, sister. I want to talk about something else. Tell me about our father. Your brother's voice comes low, calm, and careful. His mind's as sharp and shining as a lancet, and all across our clan, all across this rotten world, are the scars left by his surgery. After a short silence, Inifere hacks a bitter cackle. Isn't the make of a man obvious from his misbegotten offspring, or do you find yourself so fine you dream yourself a kingly sire? I want to know about you, how you came to be here, how this all happened. You do not, sister, for all you think that you do. He rolls his neck slowly, cracking each vertebra. There will come a day when you'll wish to vomit up the pain that fills you unto bursting, when you'll regret gorging so long at the feast of others' suffering. He smiles, genuinely it seems, though sadly, but you will not have me to blame on that day. Can you teach me about the Endless Gate? Inifere scowls. The children teach with blades now, sister. The time for words has passed. Then something softens around his eyes. Oh, little sister, our father set pain to be our pedagogos, no matter what course of study we pursue. In time you'll learn all I could teach you about the gate. Enjoy, for now, the blissful ignorance I never knew. Why are your followers so bloodthirsty? Oh, the children long to guzzle many bitter brews, sister, but blood is not among them. They put the stuff to other use, of course, use juice, bruising up the dismal tombs, and who can blame them for bringing colour to such a sombre lamp? Inifere laughs, but it's a false laugh. His eyes are filled with disgust. He sees that you've seen what's inside him, scowls, and his voice drops to a whisper. They are preaching, sister, spreading the gate's good graces to the heathen flesh-eaters and milk-toast memorialists. Apotheosis by agony. They have my own transcendence, he spits a word, and seek it for themselves and others. It's the gate, sister. It drives them mad as must to a bellow heart. They hear the music at this place, and it cries for a sabre dance. No door opens without a toll, sister. Control is not among them, not among me. They are as lost as I am lost. Can you teach me anything about the gate? Our father had me sup upon the learning of poets and priests, whores and hangmen, the high and low. Do you think it sweet nectar, mead of delight, yea, keys to the myriad mind-ways? Oh no, sister, bitter, bitten off and chewed to chum, rotting in the guts, kissed in the making. It opened just one door, sister, one gate. I paid for the words racing through my mind. I'll spare you their purchase. Please, tell me about yourself. You're asking the wrong questions, little sister. Something to peek behind the wrong door. Leave it closed. Something else? You must stop your followers' violence. I'd like to ask more questions. Nope. You must stop your followers' violence, Inifere. Oh, if must could do the work we ask of it, what a glorious world we would have. Streets teeming with modest jowls and grovelling needs scolded about by orts, and the forbidden exiled beyond the high walls. What a world, sister, what a world! But it is not our world. Here is what must be in our world: pain and death, and a bartering of one against the other until that final day when the stars grow cold and at last no screams echo in the void. Till then, he shrugs. In any case, I fear your folly is quite profound. One does not say to the caged galloper, "Prithee, teach thy zookeeper better manners." The smile on his face is one of bad pain. Make no mistake, sister, they are my keepers, not my followers. My only power over them is to open or close the gate. Close the gate, then. Your followers are destroying the valley. Oh, newborn babe, who knew naught when born, poor in horror, bereft of frights, bereaved of griefs when father fled your flesh. Few of time's grinding grains have fallen upon you. You stand straight with fine features unwarned by years, unwarned by fears. Ruined teeth are bared in an unhappy grin. But I've lived longer, little sister, awash in wasting sand, and I wish to live longer still, in life's still distilled to spite the essence of senescence. By your fall, sister, you've stirred a sorrow worse than woe, a foe that roves and reaves with no reason, no season, no ceasing. But here that horror fears to roam. His face twists. You think me a coward, a snake-bitten man steps around a coiled rope. He encompasses the hell around you in a broad gesture. Better to die, you think? Oh no, little sister, life is a card shop. It puts you too deep in debt to quit the game, too poor to wager against its bluff. You would talk of closing, sister, but instead let's broach another gate. Part the horn, wrought portal that haunts our sleep. Inifere's eyes widen and his voice drops to a whisper. I dream, little sister, I dream and I doubt. Listen and tell me what you hear, what I have seen. Interpreting dreams is a no, that's very well. Tell me your dream. Inifere closes his mind, and his voice seems to settle into something like a reverie. The child screams in my dream, in his arms bent on harm, in his hands strong fingers clutching the brat, hoisting it up to his lips, bloody flecked teeth. The brute bolts the brat's flank in one great gulp, the child shrieking still, shrill. The man's wild eyes stare straight through me, a grisly grin, a knowing wink. Inifere opens his mind. So? Child, the girl, the crime is mine, will always be mine. I'm gonna go with the child screaming is Choi, and you're the one eating her, hence the wink. Inifere's eyes give no indication of how he's taken your interpretation. He merely closes his eyes again and continues. Fire rises, the stinks of skin and hair aflame, greasy ropes of smoke growing skyward, soot snowing upon the plain grey, the hush of ash shushing the howls. Peace. And this? Peace is isolation. There is no isolation until there is peace. Let's see. I mean, he's going with the burning rage of the gate. Like, all wrongs annihilated in the inevitable end. I think the more literal one. Let's do that one. Inifere nods without comment or commitment and shuts his eyes. The flames bait, the smoke clouds gape, and rain runs in grey veins from the sky across the land. Fast falling drops and slow flowing rills. The dirt churns to muck, and from the earth burns a blossom carrying white a stalk like chalk, thrusting at the parted heavens. Huge and flush and fleshy, it lives but reeks of death. And then I awake. Deception and death, it never ends. Cliff, the thought of reproduction disgusts you. An arum flower, its stench draws flesh flies, trapping them to fill with pollen. It deceives and uses them, just as the gate does the children. Again, Inifere seems to register your answer. He simply blinks several times and shakes his head as if clearing his thoughts. You would, I close the gate, convince me. Is that what my dream can truly mean? Yes, that's what it means, and there's a lesson in it. Wow. There it is. Oh, right, yeah. Ah, right, because of all that. So, yeah. And Matkina. So, obviously, I'm in the best position. Because it's the hardest one to do. But even then, it's... chances are it's going to fail. But we succeeded, yes! Yes, your brother hisses. Yes, you've rightly read. The wrong's written in my head. I see it. Your words have the rich savour of truth, little sister. He closes his eyes and sighs, stifling his long, gnarled fingers. Yes, the gate will close. You've whispered my own thoughts in my ear, and they have to stray from this cursed coarsening my mind. Yes, he says again, more to himself than to you. Inifere seals his eyes shut and begins to howl. You feel the world around you shifting and churning. Everything grows dark and empty, save for voices almost as soft as silence itself. Man, just the dialogue, reading Inifere's dialogue was amazing. I loved it. Somehow, Inifere's decision to close the gate forces you back outside. Inifere is gone, there's no telling where, but the gate is closed behind you. Without the gate, the cultists have no reason to kill anymore, or less reason anyway. You're not the only thing that's been expelled from the gate. A small pile of object lies at your feet.
Go.
Oh, a new reflection. As you pick up the small plain obsidian sphere, it turns a frosted white and changes to fit comfortably in the palm of your hand. Marked with fine lines in all directions, it's smooth and cool to the touch, extremely light. When you heft it in your hand, however, you notice that its weight seems to temporarily increase the more momentum is applied to it. That's, yeah, mostly just stuff. And the impossible blade, one glance at this weapon serves as an explanation of its name, as the blade is an impossible thinness. A trans-dimensional energy field generated by a device in its short handle maintains the blade's structural integrity, and as such, the blade can't be used when this field is not powered, as it would shatter on the slightest impact. Staring to the shifting pattern, you know the changing god held this blade at one time. You remember piecing together the fragments of the blade and making them whole through a process you can't understand. It was either shattered before, or this memory is of its making. The only thing clear to your mind is the sensation of the tools and the meditative state that gave this weapon shape. Cool. So that, you, Eridus, can have. And then I'm going to take the rest. Thank you very much.
I was wondering.
No one's called me Maddie in a long time. No one alive, that is.
Well, that certainly is something we need to fix.
My thoughts exactly.
I love that bit of banter, even though, I mean, we've heard it before. Okay, Eridus. Eridus. Have a better sword. Yeah. Just ignore armor. Okay, so he's finished his tier. We can get a new ability or skill. Let's look at skills. Healing, Deception, Running. Abilities. We could get Fell Swoop, which does an arc of damage. Or we could boost his edge. Let's give him some Might Edge. We're kind of missing that. Matkina can't level. Rin, however, can. Let's give her higher stat pools. Let's give her... No, we can't give her might, so let's just give her 1 each of speed and intellect.
Maybe I can do this.
And, I also can advance, so extra effort it will be.
Stronger now.
So now, we've reached tier 3, we've got a new ability. So Dismay. Cool. And higher cipher limit. Do we pick one? I don't think we do. Now we get to pick 2 new abilities. So that pushes and pulls our enemies. This gives gives us an extra attack. That lets us teleport. That gives us, yeah. Okay. So let's grab ourselves. I like flash and I like insight action. If I can't get anything else that's going to be useful outside of combat. Nope, doesn't look like it. And I've already got scanning aware. Wait, can I pick that a second time? Oh, I see. I mean, I'm definitely getting scanning array. So these are passives, right? Gotcha. I think insight action and scanning array then. Yeah, we'll do that. So now we've got anything that lets me boost what I can do. And yeah, perception is actually even better than specialized. Cool. That's great. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. I can now explore the tombs a little. Random. I love that there is just a random one as well. Like you can get the code for your own backer. You can get the code for other backers. You can go randomly. All you can tell about this man is he's clothed in red robes with a pipe in one hand and a staff in the other. Is he a weary traveller, a seeker of relics? Perhaps the pipe and staff are heirlooms from his ancestry. The one thing not in question is the look of disgust in his face. You're an explorer. Let me guess. Tantalum sent you down here, didn't he? Did he tell you to come find Hero? Well, you found me. He scowls. Tantalum, that drake, that sod-ridden... that sudden lack nibber, that scabrous talk. I'll bet he does this to everyone. Sends them off on a wild chase with the promises of deep and secret knowledge, then laughs about it himself. How many does he send down here? And how many fall for it like this? What are you doing here? I'm an explorer, a relic hunter, theorist, and now apparently the man who missed his funding deadline with his investors because of a stupid prank by that craft-eater Tantalum. Oh, I'm such a fool. I'll just read Graves, Hero. You'll find what you seek. How many tombs have you read? If you ask Tantalum, not enough. If you ask me, far too many. Have you found anything? Craft, skist, in other words, precisely nothing. Well, that's not precisely true. I found this worthless piece of junk in a tomb, doubtless dropped there by some other sap duped into Tantalum's errand. Worthless, can't even break it down for shins. Here, a reminder not to listen to buffoons. Ooh, a marecaster. We're totally going to use that, but probably next episode. Though I suppose I must admit I've learned something. I've learned that death is inevitable and Tantalum is a fraud, and that my own death draws closer every second I waste on this foolish task. Have you found anything else? No, nothing. Tantalum too! Unfortunately, I was looking for ways to tie together a theory about certain gravity-bending civilizations, but Tantalum diverted me by saying I'd find answers if I read enough tombs, so yes, I know him, that bastard. Alright, well, have fun. If I ever see Tantalum again, I'll show him what these tombs are good for. I'll inter him myself. You know what? I'm going to go find him right now. My apologies, you're not to blame. Farewell yourself. I'll show that cringing halfway. Alright. I wonder, just like... I think, well, there's fewer backers for this game, right? So there's also fewer bad memorials, I hope. He valued justice, modern life, and many were met with ill demise. Once his axe would fall upon, and to nether realms be beneath thereon. That's okay. Can't read the name. Interesting. Came here without being consulted and leave without my consent. Glenn Mercer. So let's just go random again and just see what else we... Like, are we going to stop having people show up? Because frankly, like, this is all the more encouragement to me to go in more of these tombs. But I'm pretty sure there's a sharply limited utility to it. Now, avatar, but do we do have a name?
Yes.
And these are going to pop up smaller names, yeah.
You can do this. Fine.
Alrighty. Ryabchenko. Alright, we'll go one more random and then we'll leave. If we don't have anything pop up. Again, you meet the strange humanoid calling itself Silver. It seems different though, upset. More tombs, more tantalum, more searching. Frustration boils under its calm tones. Must search, must know. It turns methodically and bangs its head into the wall of the tomb. Must. So close, not close at all, must find more. Are you alright, Silver? Silver, a seeker, a curse, a question-seeking answer driven to find it. What are you talking about? A man, torn in time and knowledge, a man, yes, no, not a construct, not a shell, a mind in a shell. Did Tantalum do something to you? No, Tantalum, he is the sender, the giver, the model who knows secrets, he sends quests. Silver seems disoriented, jerking about as if someone controlled his movements. He set me on this course, I have no choice, I must follow it to its end. Are you saying you're under some kind of curse? Trouble, air, dust, knowledge, despair. Silver jerks and twitches. Epiphanies do not reveal themselves. No moments of inspiration. A single oily droplet oozes from its forehead. But I must continue. No, stop. Questions. Too much. Compulsion rises. Must find new tomb. Trapped in numbers. Trapped in prime form. Rolling through differentials. Imaginary in substance. Must find tomb. He draws himself together. His voice has changed, becoming flat and motionless. I must go. How can I help? I do not require aid. Well, I mean, if you wanted me to not randomly swap between tombs, this is not the way to go about it. There's definitely a lot of implicit encouragement to wander the tombs, which is really cool. That was one of my biggest complaints with memorials in Pillars of Eternity. There is no reason to ever interact with them. So I suspect most people don't. The game just very quickly teaches you that there's no point in looking or interacting with any backer content. So you don't, beyond, I guess, technically Dracogen. Right? But he paid way more than anyone else, right? Whereas, yeah. This encourages you to explore, to play, and he uses it in some places, and in some ways it doesn't. It's kind of disappointing. In my life I walked 1,000 worlds. Now in my ass life I'm free to roam thousands more. Like, I mean, admittedly, to engage in the story content, you don't actually need to look at most of these.
Ready.
But they're there, and they're done in such a way that is not obnoxious. And it's just so much better. There's a reason to do it. And also, once we leave this place, it will never bother us again. First cast-off's tomb. 3431. I don't actually want to do the first cast-off's tomb just yet, though. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we're going to leave now. Return to the entrance. The next time around, we're going to wander around the outside again, talk to the people in the valley, and then we'll do the Marecaster. Until then, have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends, and in the center there is a convenient subscribe button just in case you need it.